I've had people asking me the difference between Sweden and the Philippines when it comes to the coronavirus and the actions taken. And a lot of my Swedish friends have said the Philippines have been too strict. But it comes back to, in my opinion, I have no idea, that my Swedish friends don't understand the culture, the country, the people, like everything. The Swedish people think they know everything, and it's like importing people with different cultures that think it's going to work when it's not going to work. I support the government's actions here, and the president took tough steps right away, and no bullshit. I love what he did. He's a good leader. The people here should be proud. The Swedish Prime Minister, I mean, I'm embarrassed to even say that I'm Swedish, to say the least. And the difference here is, while we have a lot of beautiful supermarkets, much more beautiful than in Sweden, where we can buy our groceries. But we also have markets, like in the old days, where you go out, you haggle, they scale the things you buy, and so on and so forth. So it can be a bit crowded. And to stop the epidemic or pandemic, the president just said, this is it, this is how it's going to be. And I think people have complied quite well. Like some poor areas have been difficult because they also have to eat and buy food. And what people in Sweden don't understand is we don't take our elderly and put them in a home, and when we got bad conscience we go and visit them. Here they live in our house, we look after them, we feed them, we make sure they have a good life. They deserve that after a life helping us grow up. In Sweden you don't give a shit about your elderly people, and that shows now when they're all dying, and your prime minister stands up and says, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen, I haven't seen it. And so we can live 3-4 generations in one house, so we had to stop it. And who's been most successful? Well, the Philippines has about 110 million people. Manila alone is over 20 million people, and we have, I think it is less than 800 deaths, and about 500 deaths and 8,000 cases. And we test about 30,000 people a day, I saw in the newspaper. The newspapers don't lie. So we are actually less than Stockholm. So you can compare our great president towards your anti-Swedish prime minister and see which you prefer. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to be locked up. It's tough to stay inside. It's tough not to have a salary. It's tough when your home country, like Sweden, don't give a shit about you because they want to fly people home from Gambia and Sudan. But I'm proud how the Philippine government is looking after their own people. And we have people knocking on the door giving food. All the employees I work with got cash so they could survive from the government. And there was no blah 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 in the Riksdag and the regering to sort that out. The president said this is what's going to happen, it happens. And he's not a dictator. He has a lot of advisors, and the people against him have gone with him in this moment of crisis because the Filipinos are patriotic, they love their own country. In Sweden, you'll be called a racist every time you say you love Sweden. And I love Sweden, so you can call me a racist all day long. And actually, I made myself a Corona promise. As a member of 4 different political parties, just so I can communicate with them with the reason, in my opinion. Them and all the journalists and other people in Sweden, anybody calling me a racist, I will file charges. Because I'm not a racist. I love my country. I love what is best for my country, my people, and my citizens, my children. And to call someone racist who's not racist is illegal in Sweden. So from now on, everyone doing it, including the Prime Minister, I will list down their names, and as soon as I can go to Sweden next time, I will go to the police. I know it's not going to happen. Nothing is going to be done. I'm going to get a letter, sorry, this wasn't meant to be. They just throw it in the garbage. But that is my constitutional right in Sweden to do, because it is illegal to talk bad about somebody and to lie. And now, of course, our Swede-hating government has turned nationalistic and patriotic. I can wonder why. a couple of weeks ago we were Nazis if we said we loved our own flag. Thank you, Stefan Löfven, that you turned our way. You obviously started to love your own country. To see how long you can prove this after the corona crisis. I don't think for long. You and your sidekick, Morgan Johansson, the person who hates Swedes most of all. Anyway, it's 36 degrees. We still have food in the house. And in Sweden, it seems more important that the rich people can go to Södermalm and to Stureplan and drink beer than protecting yourselves. So let's see who is the winner and who's the loser in the end of the day. Right now, the whole world is a loser, of course, and I don't want anyone to get sick. I hope, I follow Sweden every day. I hope it will stop, and I monitor it because I feel devastated what is going on, as well as I follow other countries. And I'm a pro-human being person, not a pro-country person. So let's see. Have a good day. Bye.